Hey guys, Halloween's coming up, so I got my Halloween background. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to talk about the next part of Forrest Gump, and this is part 4. So here we go, a little PowerPoint, FG4. Got to share my screen here, sorry. There we go. Okay, good to go. This part of the movie talks a lot about Vietnam, the Vietnam War was terrible. The idea was to stop communism. So the US government was really worried about communists. Do you know what that is? Communism is sort of the opposite of capitalism. So like America, right, and Taiwan are democratic capitalist countries. And then you have countries like used to be Soviet Union and China and Vietnam also, right? So those are communist countries. And so the idea was that, well, a lot of the leaders in the US government thought that every country becoming communist would lead to the next country being communist. So it was called the domino effect. And the US thought, well, we got to stop this. We have to stop it. So wherever it is, we'll send troops. And so they sent troops over to Vietnam. And actually, it was pointless. They should have never done it. But at the time, they thought it was a good idea. And, you had 58,000 Americans dying, and then 3 million people overall killed in the Vietnam War. And half of those people, as it says here, right, were just normal people in Vietnam. So really, really terrible. And it sort of led to some of the other things I'm going to talk about here. So let's try the next slide. It's going to let me do that. So at one point, so Lieutenant Dan, right? Lieutenant Dan is sort of someone that Forrest looks up to, right? Forrest really loves Lieutenant Dan, and it's kind of like maybe Big Brother type of figure for Forrest. And of course, Forrest and Bubba meet Lieutenant Dan, and Lieutenant Dan's telling him a bunch of things, including to take care of their feet and don't do something like getting killed. Those are the two big, points that he makes, pieces of advice that he gives them. And he also says this: the Mekong will eat a grunt's feet right off his legs. So this is a very colorful quote, right? The Mekong is a river. It's a big river in Vietnam. A grunt is just a soldier, right? So like the lowest level soldier in the army, like Forrest and Bubba, will eat the feet right off. So, there's a lot of diseases and you can have a lot of problems with your feet. So if you take care of your feet, then you'll be okay. So that's important advice from Lieutenant Dan. So actually, Vietnam's a very beautiful place. So let's see if it lets me. Oh, it's weird. Why doesn't it do that? Oh, here we go. So here's website. It's got some beautiful spots in Vietnam. This is in the north part. Hanoi, near Hanoi, Ha Long Bay. And I visited there a few years back, Ho Chi Minh City. And they have some ancient ruins and whatnot, caves. A lot of the sort of the Angkor Empire connected with Cambodia. Used to be one big sprawling kind of empire centuries ago. Some beautiful countryside up in the north. So north is great for hiking, trekking. South or east is actually better for beaches. Along the whole east side is beach, right? So yeah, Hanoi is the big northern city, and then down south is Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. So there's a beach. Yeah, a lot of people like to take vacations in Vietnam. Thailand is the most famous one, but Vietnam is becoming more popular as a tourist destination. More people visiting Vietnam. So there are some places in Vietnam you can possibly visit. So they have some really famous songs in the movie, and different artists. I mentioned before Joan Baez, right? And so here they also have Jimi Hendrix, and he was an awesome guitar player, and I got a few clips of his here. So Jimmy lights his guitar on fire. Let's see if this will work. Somehow, gotta click. Why doesn't that work? Don't know. It did work. Oh, you don't click it. Sorry, I'm still learning how to use everything on PowerPoint. So, woo, this guy's crazy. Jimi Hendrix is considered one of the best guitarists of all time. He only was famous for like about 4 years until he died. He died of a kind of accidental choking on a pill. Really sad way to die, tragic. But he was, part of the 60s and did a lot of drugs and everything. So fortunately didn't have as good a luck as a lot of other people do. But he was very original, and his style of guitar playing, was very special and different. And let me show you some other clips. So let's see, it just goes like that. So easy. Okay. This is one of his famous songs called Purple Haze, and he plays with his teeth. Check this out. So yeah, and then I have one more. The best solo is best guitar solo. So you get the idea, just an awesome guitar player. And see, Forrest talks about, we were always looking for Charlie. And so Charlie is talking about the enemy, right? So the North Vietnamese, those are the enemy. They called him Charlie. And then at this time, there was a kind of a social movement called hippies, and hippies were people who were kind of tired of the regular, lifestyle, and they didn't like it, and so they decided just to be free and grow their hair long and live together and have a farm and not work for a corporation. Big business is bad, and mass-produced food is unhealthy, and certain things like that. And they also like to take drugs, taking drugs to expand your mind so you could think more creatively, right? And yeah, so anyway, I have, let's see. So Jenny becomes a hippie, right? We see Jenny getting into a bus. That kind of bus, that's a VW, Volkswagen bus, was very popular, kind of a hippie car, hippie bus. So anyway, here's a description of hippies. So it says, a person who has a bright outlook on life. They are usually kind, generous, caring, and loving, etc. Most hippies do care about the environment and are willing to protect and or improve it. They also have a peaceful presence about themselves. This means that their mind is in a peaceful state. However, it should be noted that not all hippies do drugs. You can still be a hippie without the drugs. Okay, so yeah, that's one description of hippie. A lot of hippies around in the 60s into the 70s. And some people don't like hippies. If you know South Park, that cartoon show South Park, they always complain about hippies, damn hippies, they stink and they're lazy. So different opinions on hippies. Okay, so that is it. And I hope you enjoyed this part of the movie. And don't forget, you got to watch it for yourself, right? And please let me know if you have any questions. Be happy to answer any questions you might have on this part. It's quite an important, part of American history. And Forrest Gump, features it quite interestingly. So anyway, I'll see you in class. Take it easy.